Well, welcome back to Tracktalk. Great to have your company as always as we work towards race 4 coming up on the programme on this preview, and it is a 1400 metre open maiden. Mighty Vane, could he finally break the maiden tag? He's had plenty of opportunities. Start 15 coming up this weekend. You've got Tiger Leap in the race, Ben Wade. Further down to Strike for Shining, who's a newcomer, ex-US trained runner. Wa Lim over the page there, Shafiq Rizwan. Simlong Beach has won a trial. Good fate to win. Sir Elton and Iron Prince are all the emergencies. So you may have read a story in your iRace magazine about the new 4 emergency rule, and that's what's been implemented here at the Turf Club. Let's start by having a look at the newcomer here, Scott. This is Wa Lim, who is a son of Tourist, who was a Breeders' Cup mile winner.
Yeah, one of the many horses in the Mark Walker stable, and all USA bred horses are ready to step out. This is another one in the Al Rashid colours, and look, it wasn't an overly strong trial, but enough to get a guide that he was hitting the line nicely behind a couple of pretty handy ones on in this trial too. Not a quick time, albeit.
Yeah, no, it was a good performance there in the trial. There he is working with Sunset, having a good old stoke along. So 1400 metres to start probably could be ideal for this $67,000 2-year-old perch. He's a half-brother to a 1400 metre winner, and as I say, his sire has won a Breeders' Cup and a 4-star Dave, so I reckon they're starting him at the right trip.
I think so, Nick. He looks to sort of really be working to the line well in his bit of track work, and here we have Tiger Leap, another runner from the Stephen Burridge stable. I think he's pretty well placed here with a significant claiming, and it's not a very strong form race, this Open Maiden, Nick.
No, it's probably not, actually. I mean, Tiger Leap would represent some sort of form, having at least been placed on 4 occasions from 10. All of his placings, though, have been over further. The top one here is Mighty Vane, who, I mean, I've got written on my notes, his form for John O'Hara is certainly good enough to win this, which it is. If you go back to his form in restricted maidens earlier on, in his career, he was racing well. I just feel he's gone off the boil a little bit, and he is a bleeder. He did bleed last time.
Yeah, he did. I've sort of always been following this horse. I remember when I first saw him, before he had his first race start, he's a real flashy-looking chestnut, white blazer, white legs, and he really stands out. And he's a nice front-running horse. He's also settled back too, but haven't we seen in weeks gone by, Nick, these horses that are having a first-up run from a bleeding attack just really running out of their skins and running good? I believe it was Mr. Big Brother.
Yeah,
he was one a couple of weeks ago that just came out and blew him away. It is an old saying in racing that bleeders first up are ones you have to have a look at.
Yes, indeed, indeed they are. And before we get to the selections, obviously we'll dissect one or two of the others. Strike for Shining has joined CC Qua. He had 8 starts in America. Went back and had a look at his form. He is a half-brother to a 4-time winner called Paddy O'Dinny. So he's related to winners. It's just whether or not he's good enough to sort of turn up here. I mean, formerly with Larry Bates, he's no great shakes. Clearly, he gets in here with a rating of 55. Do you think that's a bit tough?
I think so, considering the margins he's been beaten, Nick. Like his last few starts, on average 20 lengths, he's been beaten each go, and he has run on both surfaces as well. So it's going to be interesting to get a guide on after that first start here. Yeah,
indeed. As Scott alludes to, he has been beaten a long way in a few of his starts. The other one, Simlong Beach. She obviously has won a recent trial. She beat Wa Lim in a trial. Where do you sit with her?
I thought trialled really nice. I've seen her at the trials before, and I thought that was her best performance so far. And I was trying to do a little bit of homework on where the name came from, and I believe it's from a beach in the Philippines, if my Google search is correct. So, obviously an interesting runner, but did trial nice.
Certainly did indeed. Wa Lim, I think, could be the one to possibly go with here. Looks a bit of a slow burner. Could be the place to start him off with.
Yeah, I've got him in my top 3, but I went another direction. I went with number 3, Tiger Leap, from the Stephen Burridge stable. He's got experience. He's going to look to crack that maiden. Wa Lim, who you've got on top, Nick, in for 2nd from the strong Mark Walker stable. Simlong Beach trialled really nice during the week. Put her in for 3rd. And number 1, Mighty Vane, first up from a bleeding attack. The flashy chestnut with the white legs and blaze in for 4th. 3, 11, 12 and 1 for race 4.
Wa Lim for me on top, over Mighty Vane in for 2nd. Simlong Beach goes in for 3rd. And a friend Tiger Leap in for 4th place here. 11, 1, 12 and 3.
Race number 5 coming up here, and the likes of Street Party down to Sun Ace, Flying Yellow, Zoff Speed, Porashiri, a winner a couple starts ago, down to Hidden Promise, Halushka competing, Win Rhapsody, horse number 10. Over the page to Lie Mac Mac for Osman Iskander and 12 Platin Supreme. As we have a look at the last start run of Street Party when he ran second over 1,600 metres in a Class 5 event.
Yeah, it was a good run this last time out when second. He's getting closer to winning another one, isn't he, Street Party? And I think he certainly can actually in this race. He's got the booking of Hakeem Kamarudin, who rode him last time out, and he was only beaten a short head. So, yeah, big run I think expected from him once again. There's his track work.
Yeah, nice bit of work. Mickey Lockett in the saddle, just not going too hard, but giving him a nice easy blowout ahead of his task this weekend.
Yeah, Street Party E556. He's only won 1 from 29, been placed numerous occasions. He's got the 59 before the claim this week. Here's Hidden Promise, who last time out was a good winner.
It was a good win, Nick, and he was well supported in the market too. Shafiq Rizwan getting the job done. He gave him a lovely ride this day too. I thought that really won the race for him, and geez, he had a bit left in reserve when he hit the line, didn't he?
He certainly did. Yeah, it was a nice win from Hidden Promise that day. Handicapper has put him up 7 points though, so he'll have to get more competitive off of an inflated mark, that's for sure. And I think the horse he beat last time is probably not the strongest form on show, but that said, he could do no more than win. Let's have a look at some track work now. Zoff Speed is a piece of track work we want to show you, working here. That's on the outside. Yeah,
a miler working with an out-and-out sprinter, so he should give you a nice guide leading into the weekend. And he was obviously held under a nice good hold, which is what I like to see leading up to a weekend.
Who's that riding him?
I believe Lerner on the inside and Shafiq on the outside.
Shafiq, is it? Oh, right, okay, brilliant. Ride and work for Ricardo. Here's Wind Rhapsody, who has been in pretty good form. Never won here, never won at all, so he's a maiden looking to get off the mark.
Yeah, he's placed twice in Class 5 grade, Nick, so it's obviously enough form. He's looking to really, break that maiden status, and, well, he's in the right stable that really like to target these sort of races.
They certainly do. Wind Rhapsody, Hideyuki Takaoka. It's got a good strike rate over this sort of trip in this sort of grade. We've got a punting pointer for you on a trainer, Jerome Tarn. He's got a really healthy return on investment there, 34.7%. He's got 4 wins in his last 25. So he fields High Limit here, who I think's a really interesting runner, because 7 days ago he was 4th over 1,100 metres, but he has run well over this course and distance in the past. Yeah, the Jerome Tarn stable, they're an informed yard at the moment, Nick. When the money's on and the support comes for him, you really have to have another look at his runners. I think he's one of the most informed stables at the moment, and that's why you're getting a pretty healthy return on investment from your $5 unit. You are indeed. So if you're a follower of the Jerome Tarn stable, you can be quite a happy punter coming into this weekend, possibly in High Limit. Could be your selection here in this event. Sun Ace is a horse who's off a very good mark nowadays as well. 48 rated. He's off the same winning mark as when he last scored. That was when he was with Lee Friedman. Jialan 4 kilos coming off, brings the weight down to 55. I just think he's one of them horses, Scott, for me, that stands out in a race like this, and he's the type that can put bad form figures well and truly behind him, I think. Yeah, his last few runs haven't been great. Like you said, Nick, he comes here into Class 5 and has performed really well on this level. He's only been unplaced once in his 4 attempts, so I think the claim's a significant push for him too. Geraldine Xiao, I didn't have him in my top 4, but I definitely had a couple of looks at him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did get up here. Yes, Street Party could be the one though. I've gone with the top weight over Wind Rhapsody. Sun Ace in for 3rd. I think he'll run a really nice race here, so keep an eye on him. And Hidden Promise, he's up 7 points. That won't be easy, especially at this level. But that said, he did win by 3 1/4 last time doing cartwheels, so he deserves the 7 points, arguably. 110, 2 and 7 here, Scott. I'm with number 1, Street Party, looking to get that second win here in Singapore. Leading rider in the saddle. Number 7, Hidden Promise in for 2nd. 1 with a fair bit in reserve last start. Ahead of number 5, Zoff Speed for Shirtlift and Ricardo Lagrange. Jimmy Wong in the saddle, a good winner 2 starts ago. And number 6, Porashiri, I've put him for 4th. I like the booking of Danny Beasley. If he's able to get to the front, not have to do too much work, he's a great pace rider up front, so he should run a nice race. 1, 7, 5 and 6. Yeah, Street Party. Be great to see him win again. Race 6, the Class 5 at 1,200 metres, braced up at the top. Probably appreciate a little bit further. Decreto's in handy form. Further down, Atlantean, Red Claw, Fight to Victory. Bright Sun is the mount of Troy C. Jason Lim trains that one. Red Raw, our showcase, Season Lucky and Host the Nation. 53.5 kilos there for him, but he has got 2 to come out before he gets a run. We're going to start with Decreto, who's been racing well of late, a couple of recent thirds. He's been finishing off well.
Yeah, really nice third behind Super 6 last start, and looks. I think Super 6 can come out and run another great race this weekend. So the sprint form from the Class 5 events should hold up in coming weeks, and he's already a 2-time winner and place 8 occasions in this grade. So KY Young, he's really good with these type of horses.
He is. Here he is in his track work. Decreto. John Sandradas will be at the controls again. There he is on board in the track work, working okay for a horse at this sort of level. Start 58 coming up this weekend. He's a course distance winner, though, better at 1100 metres. Here's Legenda. Legenda, who managed to win a maiden last time over Holy Eleanor. That form, I wouldn't say it's been let down, but it certainly could have been enhanced and wasn't.
Yeah, she was unable to get the job done, Holy Eleanor, but this was a nice rails riding ride on the day from Saifood, and comes here 2 months in between runs, which is a significant sort of break, really. You don't really see them unless they've had a bit of a freshen up, Nick. I wouldn't class it as first up. I'd just say more so freshened up. Yeah,
interestingly enough, that win was when presented fresh. The run prior was back on the 10th of April before he won last time on the 5th of June. So perhaps he's a horse that they do like to really space out his runs.
Yeah, he's obviously probably not. It could be something as easy as not a great doer after he runs and doesn't eat as much. There's a lot of excuses as to why horses don't run so close between each other, and we've seen a few mixtures in weeks gone by. Some horses backing up week after week, and some having a significant break, and Legenda is one of them.
He certainly is. One horse that hasn't had quite as big a break, but has had a fairly decent break. It's 36 days. That's Atlantean, who we saw at the track earlier this week working with Halushka. I know you quietly fancy this horse, and Alwyn Tan has booked Shafiq Rizwan.
Yeah, I did, Nick. I really like the fact that he's back up to 1,200 metres. The last time we saw him at this trip was when Oscar Chavez won on him back in the end of May, and I just thought a few things lined up for him, but just a tricky barrier, the only thing to overcome.
Yeah, son of Dick Turpin. He's always been a handy little money spinner. He's on 5. Here's our showcase next. Jason Ong and Louis Bozolan team up. Interesting booking, I thought, this. Louis taking the ride here.
Yeah, he doesn't ride a lot for Jason Ong, but when you have a look at his record in the iRace magazine, it's not a bad little record. 7 rides for a win, a second and a third. So he seems to perform pretty well for Jason, and he's one stable that's just having a really good run at the moment, I thought, Nick. He's doing a great job placing his horses, and they're running out of their skins.
They certainly are running very well. Red Raw was another one, I think, to consider also. Bright Sun, she could possibly run a race as well. She's one of many in the race for Jason Lim. He's very well represented here. He's also got Perfect Mission in the race, who I think arguably is probably the outsider of his trio. And just on the top one, Braced, obviously, I suppose a lot of people might look to top weights in Class 5s. Don't be fooled just by thinking he's down in grade from Class 4, but he is, he's having his third going Class 5, but he is a 1,700 metre winner here, so I feel he might just get run off his legs early.
Yeah, I thought so too, Nick, when I had a look at his form. I'm probably going to wait to see him step out over a bit of a journey, but definitely look to see him improving and hitting the line at the end of the race.
Yeah, I think he probably will if one or two have cried enough in the latter stages. Let's have a look at the selections for the 6th race. I'm going with Decreto over Red Raw in for 2nd place. Our showcase can go in. I like that booking. And Atlantean, Scott's Great Hope makes it in only for 4th for me here. 2, 11, 12 and 6.
I'm with number 6 Atlantean back to the 1,200 metres. Shafiq Rizwan in the saddle. Number 2 Decreto in for 2nd. Very well performed in this class. S. John to take the ride. And number 10 Bright Sun I've put in for 3rd. Didn't mind the run its last couple of starts, and I really think can definitely perform here. And also number 9 Fight to Victory. If you're looking for a bit of value to round out the top 4, number 6, 2, 10 and 9.
Yeah, it could be a race to perhaps find a little bit of value. We are 6 races into the preview show for Sunday the 8th of August. Don't go anywhere. Do join us after this, because we're going to assess the chance of Red Ocean making it 3 on the bounce, and also previewing race 9, the Crouchy Stakes C. A good little contest there over the mile on the Polytrack. Stay with us here on Track Talk.